Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 3 between two players that couldn't be further apart. In the bottom left we have Spirit, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that builds his 4th command center before he builds a 2nd barracks. It is indeed Spirit. And in the top right we have, starting with a very early pool, looking like a 12 pool from here. It's going to be Mio Micah. Mio Micah known for his, well, let's call them aggressive builds. You know, just dedicated pressure, committed pressures is what he likes to go for. This time starting with a 12 pool. Spirit has played against Mio Micah before in the TLMC, the Team Liquid map contest. Over there, I believe Spirit won with 2-1. Spirit showed a pretty decent understanding on how to beat Mio Micah. I'm curious to see how Spirit is going to fare against a build order like a 12 pool, which just isn't very common, isn't very popular at all. So far so good, it seems like, at least, as we have a quick barracks coming out, no CC first on the low ground, and we'll see a scout with the barracks SCV most likely. We'll have to wait and see how Mio Micah is going to follow this up. Most likely just going to be a hatchery on the natural, who actually is getting a queen really quickly. It's interesting to note. 8 Lings, holy crap, that actually is a lot of Lings. Do like to see that. I wonder what Spirit's response is. I don't actually know what the correct response is to a 12 pool. Oh. Whoa. Wait, he's not going for a scout. That is not the correct response to a 12 pool. That I do know for sure. Huh. That makes absolutely no sense. If you're Spirit, you know you're the better player in a game that lasts more than 3 minutes. Surely you would want a scout in this type of scenario. Now MeoMaika is going to get in. Instant cancel should happen here on this CC. SCV is going to get taken out as well. I mean, there's nothing here in the wall. I actually think that... I almost feel like MeoMaika should have just gone up and try and deal some damage. Now this reactor is eventually going to get taken out most likely. I can only imagine. We have an eBay as a follow-up wall. I'm not so sure if that's completely necessary. Oh, this is a tech lab. That was a... I'm not sure if Spirit is aware of the fact that this is a 12 pool. He's pretending like there's a quick gas behind it, which there obviously wasn't. With the timing that the Lings arrived, was like 154 or so. It's simply not possible to have a quick gas with that as well. At the end of the day, 8 Lings will end up dying. A single SCV went down. A tech lab, a depot, and a CC have been cancelled. We have a bunker blindly going up, and we have another depot to finish up the wall as well. Factory finally going down on top of that, and this is just a hugely confusing game so far. Spirit is keeping the Reaper at home, too afraid to send it out. This will allow MeoMaika to drone up to whatever drone count he, well, honestly is capable of droning up to, which is not going to be all that high because, well... Let's face it, he opened up with a 12 pool. He's going to be up about 10 supply though, so that is nice for him. Hellions, uber delayed. Starport, extremely delayed. Natural command center for Spirit, also extremely delayed. So, a lot of delays on the side of Spirit, while MeoMaika already mining from 2 bases. It's very difficult for me to accurately assess this situation and say X is ahead or Y is behind, but just looking at the numbers and what it should be in my mind, I actually think that Spirit is behind, yeah. I believe that MeoMaika is in a superior position. He has 3 queens out already. Yes, he doesn't have a 3rd base, but that is probably because he doesn't want a 3rd base. Knowing MeoMaika is most likely just going to rush into a quick layer and do something weird from that point on out. We already have speed on the way. There's enough money for the first time right now where the layer could be built. So the moment this Reaper gets sent on his way to Reaper Heaven, I think the layer should start. I said, I think the layer should start. I believe, personally, that this is a very... What? Okay. And then a layer. What? Okay. Well, this is something I don't think anyone has ever seen before. It's like an episode of Beating Grandmaster with stupid stuff where I have to rush out the fastest possible upgrades. These are really quick Evo chambers. And there's not even the cash to start the upgrades. Which is, you know, double my surprise. Late layer and then not being capable of starting the carapace here immediately. We're on 3 gas, on 2 base. I am confused, shocked, a little bit of pain as well. There's a 3rd CC on the way right now for Spirit. Spirit is taking care of a lot of these Lings. How many Lings have just... Okay, 21 Lings have gone down and he killed 3 SCVs. That is not very good. Well, it's not 21, right? 8 Lings already went down in the early game, so it's not all bad here. Carapace still hasn't started at this point. We have double spores on... We have... Wait, what? So 2 spores in the main base. An overseer in the natural. What is happening over here? This is a completely new way of looking at things. We have a Spire, and the second Evo hasn't been used yet. A third Spore being built right now. Oh my god, this man is afraid of Banshees. Holy crap, he's afraid of Banshees. But he's getting a Spire already, so... He really just needs to survive until those units start popping out. 1-1 being researched, a third base is on the way. This feels like the most inefficient way to get to the point where Mio Micah wants to get. This is like trying to get to Paris from Amsterdam and taking a detour to Hong Kong. It's like, yes, in the end you did get to Paris, but pretty sure that moonwalking would have been faster than doing what you just did. This is a very odd way to go about things, but I don't mind it. Spirit is in more confusion than he's ever been in his entire life. Hasn't even seen the lair or the upgrades. This is a very high level type of mind game. This is a mind game that isn't gonna get scouted and thus just looks kind of weird. Because maybe if Spirit saw the fast double evos, he's like, okay, this is ridiculous. Maybe it's 1-1 Roach, and he starts building tanks. Actually, I think that was the plan. That's why he built the evos down here. He played 2-base double evo, wanting to get scouted. And now he's not gonna get scouted, and he's going to be pretty upset. But then why did you build a Spire right next to the evos? That doesn't make any sense. I can't believe there's 2 spores in the main, and these Banshees are still dealing damage. This is so extremely upsetting for me right now. I'm actually starting to get itches in places where I've never had itches before. Like, how is it? There were 3 spores, a blind overseer, and queens ready. There was a fast Spire coming out. Now we get a scan, seeing that Spire, by the way. Interesting stuff. This has to be one of the weirdest games. Spirit is up! 14 workers. 14, 1, 4. That's 2 times 7. That makes no sense. Banshees are going back home. Is there anything defensively here for Spirit, though? I think the answer might just be... meh? 10 Marines without combat, without upgrades. Don't forget that these Lings do have +1 melee already. Carapace about to finish up as well. Banshee's in a little bit of trouble. Overseer showing up. 14 workers going down on the side of Spirit, and that gives Mio Micah the lead. Not just the lead, this gives him a very significant lead. Oh my god, this game is insane. No Baneling Nest yet, and I've seen Mio Micah do this before, where he's just sticking to pure Ling Muta. Off of 4 gases. 5th base on the way as well. Could go to a higher worker count. Surely getting Banelings at some point is going to be worth it, but Mio Micah says not at this point yet. These Marines don't have combat. There's not a single medevac out yet either. And there is still hope here for Spirit. There is definitely hope here for Spirit. He's flying his command center over towards the 3rd base. But I don't know. Like, there's just so little workers that it feels like there is hope, but at the same time there's no hope because there's so much army. But then he's not using the army. It's like every law that ever was made in Zergland is being broken here. It really makes very little sense to me, but Mio Micah has some great results. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I'm just going to watch him play. I'm going to let him play. Loses an Overseer, killed 3 workers. 114 supply against 108. Like, without doing anything, he's just going to fall behind because he hasn't droned up significantly. Now he's getting a Baneling Nest. He's getting his upgrades. His 2-2. He's getting his +1 flyer weapons. I wonder if it's going to be Baneling speed or not. I'd love to see that. 5 more Mutas as well coming out. So that's going to bring the total up to, well, up to 14. More Lings as well popping out. There's 48 Lings. There's 12 Mutas. Honestly, I think if Spirit keeps his army together, he can actually fight this. He actually can kind of fight this. This drop in the main base looks bad for him because there's spores in position. Lings can just start moving on over as well. I think Spirit believes he's a lot more all-in than he really is because his opponent only has 60 workers. It's a trick. He's being tricked here by Mio Micah into believing that he's further behind. Mio Micah loses 3 workers and is going to try chasing some of these medevacs with just the Mutas. There's no Lings in the main base. There's no Banelings in the main base. All of these... What? Did he just sacrifice 5 Mutas to take out these Marines? And he does get the Marines in the end. I can't blame him, I guess. Loses 6 workers as well. 26 Marines against 83 Lings and 8 Mutas. There's no Baneling speed yet. There's not a single Baneling on the map. This is literally just pure Ling Muta after the upgrade rushes. But the upgrades have now stopped because, well, there's no hype, so you can't really get 3-3. You can't get Adrenal Glands. Here come all the Lings, though. MeoMaika's on the warpath. Gets the surround on the tank. Gets a couple of good kills. Loses every single Muta in the process, though. This was a really nice choke that we were fighting from as Spirit, but I think there's simply too many Lings. With the 2-2 upgrades, just ripping through absolutely everything. This depot is being taken out. The bunker still is being repaired by a single mule. MeoMaika still believes that he can continue attacking. Bunker will end up getting taken out. The turret is helping out against the Mutalisk. As these Marines get dropped up on the high ground. Mutas get microed back individually. Very nice control there. 12 workers going down on the side of Spirit. And I think this actually is just going to be it. There's 12 Marines remaining. There's 54 Lings and 6 Mutalisk. These upgrades are going to get taken out. And it means that Spirit is never going to get a good fight in his life. And this might actually just accidentally be it, I guess. 107 supply against 64. We have the Desperation scan coming out of Spirit. Right now seeing, wait a second, he actually had 0 workers. This is the saddest loss of my life. GG gets called as MeoMaika wins game number 1 in a very unlikely fashion here on Inside and Out. Second game is going to be played over here on Waterfall. And on Waterfall, we see MeoMaika open, what's this, 16 poolish? Please tell me that Spirit is going to scout this game. If he doesn't scout twice in a row against the player that is known for playing pool first legitimately every single game, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm actually going to lose it. That makes no sense. There's some poor worker splitting, by the way. Why is this worker not on the closer patch? That upsets me a decent amount. Yeah, MeoMaika doing some nice worker splitting over here, the way it's supposed to be. Is that a straight Roach Warren? Yep, that is a straight Roach Warren. We're going to see an SCV being sent out on the map right now. 4 Lings are coming out as well. Ooh, I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. This is a very odd position of a Roach Warren. The reason why I say that is because the moment a Reaper jumps in, it's the first thing he sees. So, it's like hiding in plain sight. People always say that hiding in plain sight is smart, but hiding in plain sight is actually really bad. It's way better to find a good hiding position. I'm not sure if any of you guys have played hide and seek, but you stand right in front of the seeker, he's just gonna find you. Like, hide and seek is often about finding the best hiding spot. This is not hiding in plain sight, this is just building in plain sight. This is awful. It's just going to get spotted if the Reaper were to ever move across the map. It's not quite happening yet though, as these 4 Lings are moving in. Oh, there's 2 Overlords. Kind of a big move. That's a player move. That actually is a player move. If MeoMaika gets the snipe on this Marine, I'm going to be slightly upset. I don't think that's going to happen though. We have a high ground bunker. Second Marine is out as well, which is okay. Yeah, this Reaper, look at this. I wonder if he's going to find... What is it? What is it? Oh, a Roach Warren built right in front of my face. How extremely unfortunate that it's there. I wish it was hidden in a worse position. Wait, this makes no sense. Lings are gonna die as well here for free. Roach make their way across the map as the CC finishes up. And Spirit already has a bunker up here. This is really not going to be any issue whatsoever. Is it Spore? Okay, it was to save a worker. For a second I thought that MeoMaika truly had lost the marbles right now. And it's gonna build a Spore, but that really would have sucked in a big way. Ooh, look at that. Attacking the orbital command is a really cool move. It is going to finish up, and you can lift it away. But I like it because you're going to need to repair it eventually. Look at that, it's burning. The orbital command is burning down. Beautiful stuff. We'll need to repair it at some point in the near future. We have a Cyclone on the way. We have a second bunker. Spirit is pooping his pants in a massive way right now. Does not want to lose this series 2-0. So he's taking some extra safety measures here. Whoop. This depot probably eventually will get taken out. Don't forget that this was a roach attack without any Ravagers. Which is rare to see, especially given the fact that MeoMaika continued mining gas. So he mined a lot of gas. Just to have the gas, maybe? I don't actually know what this is. It is really, really difficult to read the games that he's playing. It is very hard to make sense of it as well. Like, I'm looking at these things and like, why currently do we have 270 gas? Unless we're going for, You know, the Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't quite understand why this is happening. This Cyclone is not going to get caught either because there's no Zergling speed. It might actually get another Overlord because for whatever reason, every single Overlord is being rallied straight across the map. I think this is the third, okay, it's the second Overlord that has fallen. Now this is going to be the third. Could actually go for 4. That'd be an all-time record. I love all-time records. There's a lair on the way. And double Evo again. Okay, this is just the build, I guess. After a Roach Warren. I feel like that if this Cyclone hadn't gotten 3 Overlord kills for free, that this game would have actually been kind of okay here for Mio Micah. It's gonna get a 4th one as well. You hate to see it. Or is that 5? That's 4. Oof. Gets a couple of Ling kills as well here. Nice. Really good control here out of Spirit. Might even get to keep this Cyclone alive if he micros it. If he doesn't micro it, it will die. And it died. Very sad. It was the most efficient Cyclone I've seen in my entire life. Usually it scares away an Oracle for 3 seconds, and then it becomes useless. It's a niche part of the game where it's good. But here it killed freaking 4 Overlords and like 8 Lings. That is a lot better than any other Cyclone in the entire lifespan that the Cyclone has had in Legacy of the Void. Okay, there is 3 it is Hydralisk. Oh no. Tricked into the Hydra. 39 workers for Mio Micah. Oh, sorry, it was just a single Evo. I swear I saw a second Evo, no? Did he cancel that and I missed it? That is possible. It actually is possible that I missed the cancel. We're going up to 4 again. No, 3, sorry. 3 gases, of course. Classic 3 gas situation. God, I can't believe I thought it was going to be 4 gas. That's so dumb. Who would have thought that building Hydras on 3 gas is the future? Not me. 10 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. Honestly, 45 seconds ago. Baling Nest being produced as well. We have the second Evo. I swear this is the second time I see the second Evo. We need an armory here, Spirit. No, we don't. We haven't even started +1 yet? What in the world is this game? Now, what I really like out of Spirit here is that he's doing nothing. He's just saying, okay, I have no clue what's happening this game. None of your plays have made any sense so far. Let me just sit back, build tanks and marines, and hope I don't die. And honestly, I'm kind of there for it. I think it's a very good play. Yeah, actually a very good play. I'm a fan of this. Bunker being produced right next to this command center as well. This Overlord on the high ground is seeing stuff and not doing anything. The way it's supposed to be. Here comes a run by. Might be capable of taking out. No, will not be capable of taking anything out. I still feel like that Mio Micah's position in this game hasn't been all that bad. If he had droned up a little bit faster, or not built Hydras, or spread creep, gotten another queen rather than just sticking with 3, I feel like he would kind of be ahead in a way. The funny thing is, because he skips so many queens, he actually gets a crap ton of... He has some extra money to spend, you know? Usually there's 6 extra queens. That's, like 900 minerals. And he gets to spend that in other things, like Hydralisks and upgrades. And other things that are probably also useful. More Overlords, because you lost 5 to a single Cyclone. Lost 4 to a single Cyclone. Spores in every base as well. No scout on a cloak bench, you just blind spores. Love to see it. Surprised we didn't see a double spore here to deal with the banshees. No spore at the 3rd base, because that's for idiots. He's actually a wild player, and I'm loving every single second of this. Okay, this 4th base is dead. I think. Spirit is going to try to target it down at least. There's only a single medevac here. Oh, second one's about to show up. 8 marines get to survive and move towards the top left side. This medevac now has nothing to do anymore. There's a drop on the right side as well. I really like the way that Spirit is playing this. Yes, he is still behind in supply. Yes, he has a smaller army, but I don't really see Hydra Ling Bane moving across the map at 133 supply and winning this game. But I could be wrong as well. Maybe that is going to be the future of StarCraft 2 and the future of StarCraft 2 in this game specifically. We have 65 Lings. 18 Banelings on the way. Plus 2 Carapace coming in as well. A 4th base being rebuilt. Like, this feels like it should be good. It feels like it should be good. But it looks like MeoMaika is really dead. Because he's down 12 works. Like, my In a traditional game, we'd look at these metrics and we'd say the Terran player is winning. But in a MeoMaika game, you look at these metrics, and this is probably just how every one of his games looks like. He loses his fort base 3 or 4 times in a row. Then he does a 53 worker all-in against a Terran that's trying to take a fort base. Here come the Lings marching forward. Will try and connect with these tanks, I can only imagine. Yep, there we go. None of these tanks going down quite yet. Where's the Banes? Oh, they went back home. This was a rather fragmented attack with only the bad part of the army engaging, killing 3 tanks and then F2ing back home with the rest of it. 8 drones have died. I think this game is over. Even in a non-traditional game like this one. I think so. Like, it's 40 supply difference. Yes, the army supply is still quite close. There's 3 tanks. There's 2 more on the way. 2 is over halfway done as well. This is truly the final engagements we're gonna be seeing. And for whatever reason, MeoMaika, well, actually for whatever reason, this drop is a pretty good reason. He's forced to send units back home to deal with this. Carapace gets killed. He cancelled it. But before the Evo got killed. That's not actually necessary. You just get the money back once the Evo dies. Quick tip. Okay, this is over. GG. Yeah. Alright. Game 2 goes to Spirit. And we'll be going into Game 3. Game number 3 in this so far very interesting series. Where MeoMaika has been showing me different ways to play this game that I wasn't aware of yet. It is just so wild to me. Whenever you're playing yourself, especially at a very high level, you feel kind of limited in the things you can do. And I think a lot of Zergs will feel the same way. And then there's someone like MeoMaika that, yes, I know he isn't necessarily acting at the absolute top. Like, he's not, you know, he's not as good as Serral, good as Raynor, or any of the top Zergs. But he is taking maps out of players that, given his macro skill, are way superior to him. MeoMaika's macro by itself is not that good. I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but it's not his strong suit. And he just is very decisive in the builds that he does. He has a lot of different builds that are completely out there. I really feel like there is some top players who would copy some of the things that MeoMaika does with superior mechanics. I honestly believe they could get themselves in very good positions, because often in these games, MeoMaika gets himself in really good positions. Like, even that last game, there are times where I'm like, oh, this is actually a good point where we could drone up. And then MeoMaika makes 36 more Lings and does nothing with them. But I don't know. It feels like there's really something here that other players perhaps are missing. I'm not even sure what it is. It's difficult for me to just pinpoint to the X factor of MeoMaika. But I don't know. It feels like there's something there. Like, it really does. Like, the builds obviously are very aggressive. And if other professional players become better against them, they're probably not going to be viable. But right now, he's the only player that's playing them, and it's giving him a pretty big advantage in tournaments over players he otherwise has no business in beating in a standard macro game. So I'm very curious to see what he's going to do this time around. Seems to start with a more standard pool first here. Let's take a look at how Spirit is going to respond to it as he keeps the Reaper at home. Most likely just a blind bunker on the high ground again. He usually has very set responses to these things, where he knows what to do against them, and he'll just follow his own little schedule pretty tight to the second majority of the time. Let's take a look. Reactor coming down right now, bunker indeed on the high ground, as the Reaper pops up onto the main base and is going to figure out what in the world is going on over here. Well, no Roach Warren. Probably no Roach Warren in the natural is what he says. Cancels the bunker and is throwing down a starboard. 1 Hellion. I'm not so sure if you're going to go into Banshee from here on out or what the actual plan is going to be. It's hard to say. And one of the things, by the way, that MeoMaika is very consistent in is his lack of queens in, I think, every single matchup. In the ZVP matchup, in the ZVT matchup, he loves having the minimum amount of queens necessary. He often gets 3 queens quickly from 2 bases, spreads a little bit of creep with those, and then once his third finishes up, he just doesn't add any more queens. You could say, well, it makes him weak against a lot of all-ins, but because he's all-inning himself so much, it doesn't really seem to matter too much, and actually increases the strength of a lot of his pushes. Where other players would be getting queens, MeoMaika is already getting gas. And the minerals that he loses with getting that gas, well, those are the minerals he wins by cutting out the queens from his build. It's a toxic relationship, the queens. You know, you're forced to get more minerals to afford the queens, and you need to get the queens to afford more minerals. Like, they keep each other alive, basically, these two things. It's a never-ending circle of building queens and drones. Until you start building units that aren't queens and drones. Layer is finishing up here 4 minutes into the game. That means we'll see a very, very fast spire. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It could have also been an infestation pit or a hydra den. Or a roach warren. Or like a baling nest. Because I don't know. It's a spine going down right now. This is one hell of a read. I'm not quite sure what he's reading, but he's a little bit paranoid at times. The blind spores all the time. The spirit with a single Banshee into Liberator. Oh, I love that so much. He's so scared. He doesn't want to die to roaches. He's like, ah, not today, my friend. He has 6 cars out already as well. Oh no, he's so afraid right now. Oh, you're such a scared little Terran, aren't you, spirit? He's keeping 4 cars at home. Look at it. Mio Micah is so deep into Spirit's head right now. You can basically touch the brains. Like, it's insane. It is insane. 2 Hellions get taken out for free. The next 4 get sent out on the map. Our Spire is about to finish up and we have 500. This is still of 3 gas, by the way. An absolute nonsense build order, but a nonsense build order that I really, really like. There's no Evo chambers, and I have a feeling we're just going to see all of our gas being sunk into Miras for the next minute and a half or so. I mean, unless you just get 6 Muras and then transition into double Evo. 4 extra barracks are being created here by Spirit. And Mio Micah is up about 20 supply for no real reason at the moment. Gets extra gases here. 7 Mutalisk. Yep, he's going to continue Muta production right now. And Spirit could be in a little bit of trouble. He has 5 Marines against 6 Muras. There's not a single turret out. This Banshee is going to get pushed back. Spirit just sees that there's no extra gas in the main base. And he's like, oh, probably Hydras again. Starts building a bunker at his 3rd base immediately. Starts getting tanks as well. Yep, he believes that this is going to be Hydra. He's going to get the surprise of a lifetime. He's building a blind turret somewhere. I'm not so sure where though. Uh-oh, here he sees the Muta, starts losing workers very, very rapidly here. As more of these bad boys are being constructed right now. More and more turrets going down. 8 SCVs have fallen. The Muta stay alive. 10 SCVs have fallen. The Muta stay alive. These depots are going down. The bunker is getting killed. And we practically have a repeat here of game number 1. Except that this time around there's no upgrades for Mio Micah. So if Spirit manages to stabilize, get the 1-1, he's going to be fighting with a massive upgrade advantage. And Mio Micah is, he's going up to 5 gas, pure Mutaling. Look at this. He's just increasingly, he's getting a 4th base. Despite not even being fully saturated on 2 bases, basically. It's 48 workers, 47 workers. This is insanity. This is actual insanity. 22 workers to saturate a base completely. He's 5 workers over full saturation on 2 bases. And I don't think he's going to drone up too much more. Look at this. This is completely empty, yet he's taking another base. Why? No one really knows. And I don't really care either. I just want to see these Mutas flying and deal a lot of damage. Combat Shield is about to finish up. 24 Marines against the 50 Lings. Spirit very keen on expanding out here. Saying that a 3rd base in to settle itself in. Medevac being sent around the map. This is still pure Ling. Mutas are used for harassment. And Combat Shield finishing up in, 15 seconds or so. If Mio Micah can hit a timing pre-combat, I actually believe that Spirit is pretty dead. Uh-oh, here goes a tank, here goes a tank. That's 1. That's 1 Muta that goes down. That's a 2nd Muta that almost dies there. But not quite. Look at that. The remains of the Muta. Eaten by the camera. Medevac still moving towards the far left side. Funnily enough, Spirit is up in eco right now. Actually out ecoing and also has better upgrades. The only thing that needs to happen right now is Spirit to not do anything and not die. This drop could actually deal a lot of damage as well. Mio Micah may be in some trouble after a great start. Now starting to take some damage here. +2 starting for Spirit. Mio Micah's response to this is sending all of his units across the map, then sending them back. Losing 9 drones immediately. And I think this is just putting Mio Micah in a massive all-in position. 22 Mutas. This is what he has. 22. 2-2. 36 drones though. And this is it. Flyer attacks level 1. there is 84 Lings, there is 36 drones, and 22 Mutalisks. And Spirit sends out another drop here. He's completely misunderstanding his position right now. Does not get what's happening. He can just stay at home. He can do nothing. All he needs to do is not die. And it's going to be a very difficult task here. The Mutas flying in. Here come a lot of these Lings. Oh, Marines in a tricky position. Try to run back in towards the natural, but a lot of them do get caught. Some decent stutter step here coming out of Spirit. The Marine count is falling so rapidly, and the Muta count stays strong at 23 Mutalisk depots, with the Super Depot on top of them being taken out here. Turrets going down, and yes, there's still a drop heading towards the other side of the base, but on the other side of the map, but I think that MeoMaika has just done it with pure Ling Muta. No upgrades whatsoever. Not a care in the world. 8 Marines and 1-1 and a dream, but the dream has died. MeoMaika wins game number 3, wins the series in a fabulous fashion. 1 game of insanely fast upgrades, 1 game without upgrades, and a game with Hydraling Bane that I think we all rather just forget ASAP. That is going to be it for me, and once and for all, the debate has been settled. What is better, greed or aggression? It definitely is aggression. So congrats to MeoMaika for winning. Thanks all of you for watching, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.